nursing. My daughter was like, oh my God.
How old is your daughter?
23. She's in nursing school right now at Dominican. She'll be graduating in May. So, yeah, she'll be off the payroll, which will be nice. So, but I don't want her to move out or anything because I'm like, she's my only child. Maybe I'll get another dog. I don't know. She'll be a stuff. Okay, so chapter 4 talks about the health of the individual, the family, the environment, and the community. Okay, so not only as nurses are we responsible for taking care of the patient, we're also responsible for taking care of the family that's with them, their friends, the community, and the environment. Okay, nowhere in this chapter does it talk about taking care of yourself, right? I want to reiterate that you guys have to take care of yourself. Okay. Next slide. Oh, where are we at? Oh, there we go. So what we talk about is meeting basic human needs. As nurses, we're expected to look at someone's behavior, their feelings about themselves and others, their values, their priorities. We're expected to know all of this and want to know all of these about patients. There's some things about patients that I don't want to know about, okay? But the unfortunate thing is we have to act interested and we have to ask questions to be able to take care of these patients, okay? There's 3 basic human needs, and we talked about this on Monday, that are essential for your health and survival, right? Water, food, and shelter. Okay, that will be a test question. You can write that down. A person can meet some needs independently, but most require relationships and interactions with others for partial or complete fulfillment. Okay? Satisfying one's needs often depends on the physical and social environment. What part of the physical environment can you change as the nurse to satisfy your patient's needs?
Lighting.
Lighting.
The bed's position.
The beds. Maybe their TV's remote's not working. That's an often. Yep, warm blankets. What about their social environment? Are you okay? What about their social environment? Can we change as nurses? Talk to them. That's huge. You get an elderly patient, they want to talk your ear out. Yes?
Family visiting hours.
Family visiting hours. And some hospitals are more strict than others on visiting hours, right? During COVID, visitors weren't allowed, right? And even, I mean, I will say that I'm going to be transparent with you. During COVID, I liked that. I didn't like having family members all up on my business all the time. It was nice. I actually felt like I got to provide good care because I wasn't constantly distracted and pulled, you know, but I was sad for the patients because I do think having family and friends is important to their healing. So seeing it both ways, you know, yes, for my immediate needs, I was happy, but kind of thinking about it, I was like, but they're all alone. You know, it's not really helping their kind of process. Okay. All right. Maslow's triangle, my favorite. Okay. You see, the lack of fulfillment results in illness, right? That's what they think. Their fulfillment helps prevent illness or signals health. Meeting basic needs restores people's health. So being able to provide psychosocial support, the talking with your patient, making sure the blinds are open, they're not in a dark room, being able to provide their basic needs helps them heal, okay? You wanna make that a priority, okay? When a person feels that something is missing or unmet, maybe they get angry, maybe they get sicker, maybe they get depressed, anxious, okay? A person feels satisfaction when the needs are met. So they're gonna fill out their survey when they leave and go, I am so satisfied with my care right now. And then you're gonna sit there and go, oh my God. It's the typical Press Ganey survey that every hospital patient gets. They have one interaction and their whole thing is like blown up. Hospital's horrible, So we wanna think about meeting your patient's basic needs, okay? What are some lower level needs that a patient might have that aren't really a priority, but could be? Yes?
Like privacy?
Privacy, Like how?
Like having their curtain
In between
safety and
beds?
security, yeah.
Okay.
Or like when changing or bathing at
Okay.
beds, something like that.
Okay. I think that kind of encompasses both higher and lower, because privacy can kind of interact with like self-esteem. You know, like what if you're bathing them and the curtains are open and they're not America's Top Model? You know? Or, you know, they're missing a limb or they have something going on. But that's a good thought. I think privacy is kind of both. Safety and security, I don't know why that's on the bottom of the triangle. That should be the first and foremost. So maybe they'll change this. Okay. So we'll look at question number 1 here. And all the questions I'm giving you here are directly from the test bank. So you may see these questions on the test. Okay. A nurse who focuses attention on the strengths and abilities of patients rather than their problems is helping them to achieve which of Maslow's basic human needs? Why self-accusation?
The focus is on the strengths and abilities.
Okay. So in order to meet a patient's self-accusation needs, the nurses need to provide a sense of direction and hope. Okay. We're not giving our patients false hope, okay, but we're letting them know maybe what the plan of the day is. This is what we're doing today, you know? Or hey, you're gonna go home in a few days. This is how I can prepare you to go home. Let's make a game plan, okay? All right, physiologic needs must be met at least minimally to obtain life. So we already talked about food, water, shelter. There's other needs, oxygen to breathe, okay? Balance between eyes and nose, okay? Elimination. If they're super constipated and haven't pooped in 2 weeks, we're not necessarily gonna discharge them home, okay? It's not meeting their basic physiologic need, okay? Can actually make them sicker, okay? Temperature, their sexuality, their physical activity, their rest. Yes?
How is sexual? I've never heard of anyone dying of not getting it on for too long.
I think person has to do with identity.
It's not sex, it's sexuality.
It's identity, more identity. Yeah.
That makes much more sense.
So it's referring more to identity. It's not something that you have to know, you know, what their preferences are or anything like that. It's just giving mutual respect to the patient. Not judging. Yes.
Seems like there's some overlap between physiologic and safety and security, especially.
Yes.
Some of the questions were like mobility for a patient, and I thought that was physiologic because that's physical activity, but it's actually safety and security
Yeah.
because of the fall risk.
Yep,
But it's open to interpretation.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. There is overlap. Safety and security, why this is second in priority, I don't know. I will write to Lippincott and let them know. Okay. Patients have to have physical and emotional components. They need to feel protected while they're in the hospital. Okay. When you're in the hospital, you're vulnerable, right? You've given up all sense of security, safety, self, autonomy, everything. The nurse is telling you what you need to do and how you need to do it and what time you're gonna do something, okay? Examples of safety that they've given are using proper hand hygiene to prevent infection. So we're washing our hands with soap and water. The alcohol gel's nice, but soap and water's preferred, right? Using electrical equipment properly. So in the OSHA video, not daisy chaining things. I do that with my Christmas lights. It's so much fun. Just duct tape them together. Really gets my husband mad. We administer medications knowledgeably. Before you give a patient a medication in your clinical time, you'll be expected to look that medication up. We want to know what the name is, what the dose is, why you're giving it, and what side effects you need to watch for. Okay, and your clinical instructor will give you a specific list of exactly what you need to look up and what you're expected to know. Yes?
I have a story that goes along with that. Can I share?
Please, yeah.
So my friend went to her primary care doctor and he wanted to give her a migraine medication, but she has a specific type of migraine that acts And so she can't take any medication that, has, side effects of causing stroke. And her doctor said they were gonna give her this particular medication. She didn't know that name of the medication. Unfortunately, she had taken something else earlier in the day, so he was unable to give it to her, but he wrote a prescription for her to pick it up. When she was at the pharmacy, she realized that it had 2 names, and she knew the other name and was like, I can't take this, it will kill me.
Yeah.
And so, like, I had told her, make sure you ask for all of the names of the medication, because